Hey, what's up everyone? This is DT here again with yet another video for you. Wow, I have made over 100 of these. Think I can make it to 200? Well, support the channel and subscribe to find out. I appreciate that. Now, today I want to address an issue that I know a lot of people are struggling with, in particular foreigners in Japan. And it is how to successfully get a VPN set up at the house for whatever reasons. Let's go over a few quick reasons of why you would want to do this. Number one is, let's say you purchase a TV from, I don't know, one of the American bases and you want to be able to register it and download apps from the US store, but you cannot because of your Japanese IP address. Womp womp. I know this all too well because I actually had two friends that had this issue. They tried everything, even connecting the TV to their cell phones, which had a VPN connection. Unfortunately, the operation timed out or whatever because they could not get it to work. I eventually helped them to get that TV registered, and I'm going to tell you how to do that for real. No nonsense, just results. Also, some people may want to connect to a US version of a website, but cannot because they keep getting redirected to a Japanese version of the site. Now, this can be very frustrating, especially if you want to buy really nice items that aren't on a Japanese site. I have to deal with this personally as well. Another reason is streaming. You may want to, let's say, watch Netflix shows or Hulu from your own home country while you are here, but you cannot because of the IP address space, and you cannot get that show on Netflix Japan, or the show is there but without subtitles, etc. I've seen it all. So how do we get past this? Now, as a foreigner in Japan, you must learn how to do these hacks, if you will, to make your stay here much easier and enjoyable, might I add, which is why I made this channel in the first place. The first thing you will need is a router that allows you to configure it as a VPN client. Yes, a VPN client, not a server. So you will want to connect to your router to determine if your router is capable of this or not. So to determine your router's local IP, you can open up a command prompt on your Windows desktop or laptop and type CMD, Charlie Mike Delta, 3 letters, to open up command prompt, right? You can also type in PowerShell to use PowerShell instead. It doesn't matter. So let's not harp on this and move on. You will then type in IP config and hit enter. You will see your local IP address, then a subnet mask, and what you came to find out, the default gateway. Now that is going to be your router IP, and good networking practices dictate that the default gateway be the first usable IP in the subnet, which most of the time it is anyway, especially if it is a commercial router like the one you use at home. You can change it if you want when you actually access your router, but not necessary. Next, open Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox or Chrome, it does not matter. Enter in that IP address of the default gateway. You will come up with your router's login page. Enter the login information. If you never set your password, relax. Google to find out the manufacturer of your router's default login and enter it. But you make sure you set a password after you log in. Now, if you set it before and you forgot the login, don't worry. Just factory reset the router by holding down or pushing in a button that's located somewhere on the actual device. Then enter in the factory default login if that's the case. Okay, so after you're in, you want to go ahead and see if you can configure your router as a VPN client. Most routers are capable of acting as a VPN server, which is nice if you want to connect to resources at your house while, let's say, you're at the airport in another country, at a hotel or something like that. That's fine too, but won't necessarily get you what you want in this scenario. So I have an Asus router. Most of the newer models have this capability. If you have a router without this function, you can try to update the firmware to see if it will have it on there after an update. There are open source firmwares that let people put it on the routers to get this capability, but I won't go into that because I cannot speak to the reliability of these things, and I don't want to make this video that long. You're busy, I'm busy, we're both busy people. So you will want to go to NordVPN.com and create an account and subscribe to a service that fits your budget. After all, someone has to route your packets for you. Then go to your client dashboard. It will look like this. Make sure you click on NordVPN on the left side, then go down to Advanced Configuration, Service Credentials, and under Manual Setup you will have a long string for your username and password. So to complete this task, you will copy these fields, then go back to your router's OpenVPN tab, then paste the username and password strings into the correct fields, and name your connection. It could be anything actually. So we will now download an OpenVPN configuration from NordVPN by going to nordvpn.com/OVPN. There are an insane amount of OVPN config files to choose from. Choose yours, you only need one. The first two letters designate the country, so I am trying to download a US config, so I will go all the way down to the US portion, which is a lot. Now any of these will work. I just used a 5089 server because I always get something on the West Coast like Seattle or San Diego. You will have a choice between UDP or TCP config for each server. It really doesn't matter. I always use TCP just for general practice because UDP will not attempt to retransmit the packet if it drops, and TCP does. It's your choice though. Now go back to your router and upload that OpenVPN config file to your router and OK everything. Click to activate your connection. What'd I tell you? I wouldn't lie to you, baby, wouldn't lie to you. Oh no. I don't even think those are the right words to the song, but I love it anyway. Next, subscribe to my channel because I just saved your tush tush. Go to your phone and check the new IP by going to Google and typing in what is my IP. It should have an IP address for your new server connection. So what just happened? Basically, even though your router is physically in your house, it is logically a part of a secure network in the States. Now all packets going out of the router will be routed through this connection. Your phones, your TV, all of it, anything that is behind the router will have to route through this connection. And actually you would even get American commercials on YouTube and other services now, if you connect it to an American VPN, of course. So now try to register your smart TV, download all your apps, and watch some Netflix. Now if you're just trying to watch some shows on the many streaming services out there, i.e. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, etc., then you can use this to make all your devices behind your router able to stream with this new global IP. If you don't want to go big like that, then just download a VPN app on your phone or tablet, connect to a VPN server of your choice, and if you want, you can even download the episodes, then disconnect from your VPN, then watch. Most streaming services allow you to download the content and view it until your next billing cycle or X amount of days. Either way, you are now set up for success. So there you have it, ladies and gents, VPN client for the win. So to sum it all up, having the ability to turn your router into a VPN client is a powerful tool to help you get what you need done. I would say that it is the most extreme and absolute way of connecting to a VPN server from home. Having the ability to have a predetermined server and a configuration file may be necessary based on the service you use. You do not need to use NordVPN. There are tons of VPN services out there, and OpenVPN is so widely used across the world that most service providers will allow for this configuration. So don't worry. So like, subscribe, because I have more fun and helpful content on the way. Until next time, guys. DT out. I wouldn't lie to you, baby, wouldn't lie to you. Oh no.